Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Journeys, week 5, day 6. So of course, yesterday we ended up getting the brand new hero class. And with that, we still have to go level the brand new hero class. We're technically halfway done, and by that I mean we mostly gemmed all of that. However, still got a ways to grind on it, so I figured might as well try doing that some this weekend, since we're gonna have a Vault event next weekend, so obviously we won't be grinding it then. So up until then, we'll try to get it a bit more upgraded than compared to how it is now. But that's pretty much the game plan. The quickest way to do that would be to do it on various dailies, as well as doing the PvP method, where you constantly keep repicking casual PvP until you find a weak enemy, like this. And I think I'm mostly going to be sticking to the explore method. It's a bit slower than doing this, where you keep repicking until you end up finding a good enemy. However, the only problem with this is we can't find any new angels or merchants when doing the PvP method. So we are going to be sticking to the other method instead of just doing the few repicks into an easy kill. Plus, I think I have some PvP rating this week. And generally, you don't want to have any PvP rating as it makes it go a lot quicker. So something will probably... Yeah, we already do have some for messing around with some stuff. So we definitely want to utilize that on a week where we don't have any. Because we want this to be like 80,000 or something. Like, we want this number to be like 500-ish. We want this number to be like 80,000-ish. And that's pretty much the game plan there. Anyways. We're just going to be doing the Explore then. Since we can't fully utilize the PvP method this week. Since we've already done some amount of battles. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope all you guys have been having a wonderful week and weekend so far. Hello Roman. Hello Bill. Hello Isabel. Hello Glorfindel. Hello Maximus. Hello Supernova. Hello Roman. Hello Bill. Hello Genki. Hello Cookie. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Tyrion. What are you exhausted from? Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so, first order of business. I don't know, where should we start? I guess we'll go, let's clear our dailies real quick, I guess. Go say hi to dungeons. We already cleared everything else this week. Well, except for the event. I've done, like, 0 battles towards the event. I just went for all rewards. Even though we have enough battles to do, gosh, like, 150, maybe more. I can't remember what that ratio comes out to. Very big number. Very, very big number. But anyways... so that's the game plan. So let's go and clear our dungeons then. And then we'll go mess with the other team for the rest of the time. Jinx, of course. Unfortunate. A little bit of loot. That's good. Don't be a trap, don't be a trap. Yeah, there we go. What's our trap right now? Jinx? Okay, that is basically nothing. So let's just bring out Zolgoth real quick. Clear these out. Be good to go. And we should be fine from there. At least, should be. Alright. Throw that down. Get our red, get our mana. I said hello, never mind, that wasn't someone new. It was just all the normal hellos. Also, I ate before this stream, so I am well aware this time. Unlike last night. I just had fish with, potatoes. It's pretty good. Oh, what am I doing? Take the other one out. Hello, Henry. Welcome, welcome. Still need to go food shopping, though. Sometime tomorrow. Hello, Drago. Welcome, welcome. You're currently eating Chinese food? I have not had Chinese food in so long. I almost feel like getting some. That are going to one of those all-you-can-eat places. I haven't been to an all-you-can-eat place since before the pandemic. It has been that long. And I haven't been to a Chinese place pretty much for that long as well. Like any kind of Asian cuisine. I have had like a few instances, I think, of sushi since then. I think? I'm not even sure. But it would have been store-bought. It wouldn't have been like particularly fresh. Not that it was like bad, but you know, wasn't the best of sushis to be getting. I need to sometime soon. Like, I've been hungry for it, but not so hungry for it that I felt the need to go and get it. You have great news? What's your great news, Supernova? Oh, good, we didn't get stunned. Though, in all fairness, that team doesn't really care too much if we get stunned. Also, for any of you that didn't see, we finally got Brown Gem Dragon 2 days ago. So now we can start to actually get it. Now it's just a matter of how much Dragonite we can get. Sushi is life. Very true, Sushi Ninja. Very, very true. Anyways, let's go clear out the other daily and then let's start messing with things. We don't have anything good here. I guess we'll grab the Glory real quick. You know what? We can do it with a Rowan build. So, we can start utilizing some of the mechanics for what's it called? Gaining extra XP. And one of those mechanics that we can end up utilizing is we are capable of getting 2 XP from some battles instead of 1. For example, this is one of them. Generally, any kind of... Oh gosh, the whole list. I don't even remember the full list. I know PvP is where you can rack up quite a bit of it. Because you could reroll and just keep getting 2s. Most dailies give 2, like pet battles, daily adventure board like we're doing right now, stuff like that. Actually, it might just be easier to say all the things that give 1, because the list that gives 1 is way shorter. The things that give 1 are low-level Explorer. I forget up to what threshold. But those only give 1 instead of 2. Actually, do all of them give 1? It's been so long. It has been so long since I've had to level a hero class. But it's mostly just Explorer, or at least the lower level of Explorer, quests, and I think that's it. Is that really the whole list of things that only give 1 XP? Has to be more. It's been so long, I'm actually starting to forget. Because we only have to level a hero class like once a year. And it takes like a couple days. It's been so long that I almost forgot about it. 2 XP on Volkey. Oh, do you get 2 XPs per Volkeys? You would know from how many Volkeys you've opened. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad to use a Rowan quick kill for that then. Because that doesn't require a specific hero class. You know what? Since we're trying to get hero XP right now, I will actually take these other 3 dailies right now. As these are one-shottable and give us 2 XP each. So you gotta prioritize all of those extra little bit. Underworld's a pretty good one to get it from too, your daily Underworld. Then we're gonna skip on that one. Mostly because I want to try primarily finding the merchants and angels. With the 2 XP. Or technically with the 1 XP. That's the only problem with going for them. We will be doing it at a low enough range where we are only getting 1 XP per fight. It'll add up in time. You'll notice last night when opening some Volkeys. Nice. Yeah, maybe we should do the same. No, we're going to focus on Explorer. Though next week I will utilize the Volkey method and the PvP method. I just can't do the PvP method while we have so much raiding. Oh, you know what? I can only do the PvP method on Monday. Oh, maybe we don't do the PvP method next week. You know why? You can't do it during a Guild War week. Because you doing your Guild War battles will make you have too high of a rating because those counts of PvP battles. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, I guess we power grind now. We could power grind this weekend, at least an Explorer or something. Anyways, let's do that now. So, of course, main goal right now is to get as much XP to our heroes we possibly can, while cycling very quickly through angels and merchants. And that's pretty much the game plan at this point. Just keep killing them, slowly get the hero leveled. We already got to 77. It's going to be a little while before we get to 78 since we just got a level. And what we're doing right now, we're only getting 1 XP per battle, which is not a lot, but it adds up. They die very quickly. Rowan is approximately 4 to 4.5 wins per minute. It really depends on how many lucky 4 times or 5 times starts you get. What I mean by that is Rowan is capable of getting full mana from a 4 times or a 5 times green or blue. Which makes it pretty versatile for things that it could take on turn 1 to gain full mana on. Pretty much one of the highest ranges you could possibly have. It is mostly because you run a +2 blue, +1 green banner with it, and Leprechaun covers the other +1. So if you ever have one of those options at your starting board, you can take it for guaranteed full mana, as you get half of it from Mirage Queen, then you get 6 from when you take the 4 or 5 from the board. And how many of those basically determines if it's like 4 wins per minute or closer to 4.5. Really just depends how lucky you get on them. Right now we're just not getting a single one, unless I'm missing some. But of course the Leprechaun method isn't too slow. It does give up some time compared to just instantly clicking a button to win with Ironhawk. Hey, a merchant. What do we have? Almost skipped him. Oh, I finally saw the 3 Celestials. So is 3 Celestials worth it for 60 gems? I want to say no, unless you're really early on in the game. 60 gems for 3 Celestials. The answer to that has to be no. I kind of want to click on it because 3 Celestials isn't bad. But this is only good if you have a low amount of Celestials. If you have over 1,000, this is probably not worth it. Also, 3,000... I've never seen this one either. 500 souls for 3,000 gold. I think I'd prefer to keep the gold. I'm pretty sure in both these situations I'd prefer to keep the other resource. This one's not bad, though. if you need them. But we slightly don't need them, as our current amount of Celestials include 3,336, almost all threes. That's funny. But yeah, I think we're good on Celestials. To put it in perspective, if we were to have spent 20 gems on each... Wait, I don't have a calculator up, 1 second. If we were to have spent 20 gems on each one of these, it would have cost us 66,720 gems to buy that many Celestials. Is that worth it? No. But if you need a few in a pinch, 20 each isn't bad. But otherwise, would probably stay away. It's kind of comparable to the thing that you can get on Sundays, where the dungeon offer on Sundays ends up giving you like 1 Celestial, 2 gem keys, all the other stuff. Only on Sunday does it have that really good value. That's worth it because the diamonds alone is worth it, and you just happen to get a free Celestial for it. It's not like you're buying a Celestial for 50 gems. You're buying everything else and just happen to be also getting a Celestial with it. But yeah, 20 gems per Celestial, only worth it if you're in a pinch for them. I would not mass buy that. Only really useful if your number is like 10 or lower. Or even 100 or lower, depending on how many you feel like you still need. So realistically, if you hit that many, you probably aren't at the point you need Celestials anymore. How do you attack the vault events for 1,000 to 2,000 vault keys? You may go for 1k. How do you go about it? You just play a bunch. It's really just that simple, honestly. You just play more. There isn't really much of a strategy other than don't get fatigued. Because you have to do it for like 30 plus hours. That is pretty much the entire strategy. You can run the team we're using right now for it if you don't have the Ironhawk method. You can end up running triple Ironhawk Dust Devil. When you do Paloozas, you're going to end up needing the Dust Devil with the Sister Superior into double Ironhawk. And, but yeah, worst comes to worst, you can just run literally what we're using right now for Vault events. This is like the budget Vault event team. You can run both for versus and the actual battles. The only reason we're running it right now and not the better teams is because you get class XP for this. And we're trying to level the new class. Which is also one nice thing about Rowain build. You can level up any class you want, as it does not require any weapon nor any hero class. Meaning you can switch out the hero class for anything you need. In which case, in this particular situation, happens to be the Spirit Walker. Almost forgot its name for a second. But yeah, Spirit Walker is a class. Honestly, the more I keep seeing of it, it doesn't seem that good. But its weapon is still amazing. I'll say hello, Lestat. Welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. So hello, Maximus for dinner. Say hi. Is there anything worth it in the Soul Forge this week? No. I don't believe so. Unless the Mythics are, because I know under the weapon side there's like nothing, because we just got a brand new kingdom. I don't remember. Oh wait, I forgot to update the other merchant. Oops, 1 second. I will not forget this time. So no angels yet, though we haven't been grinding that long. Soul Forge this week. Was there anything? I don't think there was. No. It's pretty skippable. Queen of Tanya if you're super early on in the game, but I'm pretty sure you're way beyond that point. Fairish Ra for souls, but he's kind of fallen off in recent years. Yeah, there's nothing really particularly good. Unless a newer player wants to pick up Queen of Tanya. It's like the only thing there. For the most part. At least this week. Obviously, next week it'll be hopefully better. Hey, finally, we're getting some 4 times and 5 times. I think that's the first one we've seen all day. Which is not ideal. You want to be seeing that as often as you possibly can. Though, of course, it's completely luck-based if you do or do not. Alright, no, we don't have it. As badly as I wanted to, like, just take it for alignment. Honestly, we could just do that if we feel like it's gonna be quicker in some instances. No, not if you do that, though. Well, good thing we did do that, because now I get to mana accumulate. What are you doing, actually landing Devourer? Haven't seen that in a while. He has done that to us before in the past. Though it's generally pretty rare. Oh, hello, Logic Slayer. Did I say hello to Logic Slayer? My bad. Welcome, welcome. I think my issue is I always think I've said hello to someone, and then I realize later it's like, oh, no, I didn't. I have a really big issue with that, too, if I have, like, multiple streams in a day. Which I haven't been doing as much lately. Mostly because most of the games I want to play this year don't come out until, like, April or later. It's like the whole beginning of the year, there's, like, nothing coming out that particularly interests me. Though Octopath Traveler 2 did, but I haven't even done the first one. And that's, like, a whole ordeal. I'm pretty sure both games are upwards of 50 hours. That's like a whole project in itself. Because that's not something we could do in a weekend. That's like a week-long, multi-weekend kind of thing. Like, doing the two of them could be like a whole month project. It takes so long to play them. Because they're a very in-depth RPG. With a lot of dialogue, and I believe it's not voice-acted. Which I'm not sure if that one's voice-acted or not. It actually might be. I'm not sure, I've never really looked at any footage of the game just to make sure I didn't get any spoilers. I'm actually not even sure if it's voice-acted or not. For its price tag, I think it might be. Even though it generally goes on sale pretty heavily. I think its base price was almost like 60 or something. Generally, pixel-style games like that are that high generally have voice acting. The most recent one that we played like that was Triangle Strategy, which honestly was pretty good. I mean, we only did one playthrough. I didn't even bother doing the multiple different paths you could possibly do. And it had a bow bird, so it was perfect. Let's see. I'll take that down. Take a little bit of blue. You're super endgame, but you ask because you were wondering if you should blast your Nomapaloozas at the start. You have over 100 Paloozas right now. Oh, wow. You could, if you wanted to farm it up a bunch. And they didn't add any nerf to Palooza. The most recent patch did theoretically ever so slightly nerf the rate at which you'll get verses. But already pre-established Paloozas that you have just laying around have not been nerfed at all. As they did specifically state in the patch notes that when you do a Palooza, there will be none of the new event occurring. None the merchants, none the angels, none the anything else that gets in the way. It will still get in the way of farming verses, but already obtained verses will not slow down the rate. Come on, we keep getting extra turns for the colors I don't need. The third or fourth time now. It's weird because 2 of the 7 we actually get it from. Well, technically 2 out of the 6, depends how you look at it. Obviously Skull is 1 as well, but generally you're not going to get a starting board with a extra turn Skull. That's almost impossible actually. There's a small chance of it occurring, but due to the way lower rate of Skulls, it is exceedingly unlikely. I believe we have gotten it before, but it's super rare to just see a Skull extra turn just sitting there. Another yellow one. It just feels so much slower compared to the other team. It's not like that much slower. It's like 1.5 to 2 wins slower per minute. Which is a lot of wins per hour overall that you're missing out on. Hey, there we go. That's what you want to see. That gets you closer to 4.5. But we're mostly here for the class XP. And defining more merchant angels. Which hopefully we'll find at least one angel this stream. I believe we have every single stream since the patch, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure we have. And the patch, of course, was just this Tuesday, so haven't even been that many days. What, 4 days now? 5 days? Oh yeah, next Arena event next week. I mean, gosh, I will eventually say the right one. Next Guild War next week. First instance we get to mess with this hero class, as well as mess with its weapon. So I do advise trying to grind it up a little bit, at least to 70 if you haven't already, in case you do feel like you want to use it. As you might find a situation where you're up against double on power and don't have too many other options and you want to run the hero class, because that is one of the few things you can take out. But worst comes to worst, definitely minimum make sure you have 250 wins for the new weapon, as that has a lot of usefulness on Green Guild War Day, depending on if you want to incorporate it into your team or not. I'm not sure if we will be on Green Day or not. Still haven't determined yet. If we do, it's definitely going to be based on the weapon plus Beatrix, if we do go down that route. Because then we can run those 2, Leprechaun and maybe Weaver, and run it that way. The only problem with that, doesn't really use a good blue. We would need something to suck up all the blue. That's the only weird thing with the weapon. Oh yeah, the Beatrix would, but my bigger concern with that is that Weaver would be less of a focus, even though it needs to be more of a focus on the team. Oh, let's use this Daemon. I do feel like I see way less Daemons than Genies. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be weighted evenly or what. But I have definitely gotten like 2 times or 3 times the rate of genies compared to the little Daemon guy. Both of which are pretty much equally useless though. At least in most contexts. Oh, can we get that for free? Yeah. Oh, double blue. We didn't even need double blue. Actually, did we? No. Yes, actually we did. Because otherwise we would have had 11 mana instead of 12. So that double blue actually saved us if it didn't surge. There's a good chance it would have surged. You just got an angel. With 2 deed options. Nice. What colors? I would say purple's the highest priority. Green is the second highest priority. I honestly not sure what the priority list is beyond that. I guess you just choose one. Because those are the only 2 that have definitively more value. I guess whichever color has the most amount of attack kingdoms could be the 3rd best value. But there's argument to be made that armor or HP can actually be better than +1 attack in many situations. Like, Magic's the only definitively always better stat to get +1 on compared to any other. These are some situations where a team would benefit more from, like, 1 armor compared to 1 attack. Or 1 HP compared to 1 armor or something similar. Whereas Magic is just always definitively good. But they only reside on purple-green. With green having 1 kingdom and purple having 4. Green 1 being Zolkiri and purple's 4 being, gosh, do I even remember them? Silverglade, Karkaroth, Zolkiri, and Darkstone. Though curious if any new kingdom's going to bring in Magic. So far, every single new kingdom has been doing generic stats. We haven't gotten a new kingdom in a while that does Magic. And to even it out, they would have to do another one soon. Like, one of the next few kingdoms that we're going to be getting within the next year or 2 is probably going to be a Magic Kingdom. Making it the 6th Magic Kingdom. And hopefully it'll be not purple or green. So we can actually go upgrade it almost immediately. Because I'm holding out on every other color until we get another Magic Kingdom. And I'm just hoping that that Magic Kingdom is not purple or green. It's unlikely, but if it does happen, that's like an instant magic for us. It's one of the reasons I want to hold out, just in case. I'll probably wait for another 2 kingdoms and just stump them all. We'll see. Time will tell. What do we get? A yellow-based Pathfinder. It'll be all over because of Rope Dart. Well, the problem with Rope Dart, and a lot of infinite loops in general, is their damage output isn't necessarily quick. Like, they have infinite damage, but that infinite damage is applied at a relatively slow rate compared to some other methods. And I feel like Rope Dart into a yellow spammer or Rope Dart into a blue spammer would have a similar issue. In that, yes, you have infinite damage and they will die instantly. But the damage is applied relatively slowly. Though probably slightly quicker than some, because Rope Dart plus Poke will probably kill most things. Or at least Rope Dart plus double Poke. But still, it's going to be way slower than doing like a double gigantic AoE or something similar. It'll have more startup time, even though its damage is infinite. That's the biggest issue with just all infinites, though, in the game. Particularly like Truffle infinites, Beatrix infinites, stuff like that. Where they're infinite damage, but they do it too slow to justify using them a lot of times. At least compared to other options. Unless you just want to mess around with it for fun. It is fun, just infinite loop. Especially in PvP-like situations, so you have to be careful with freeze in those kind of situations. So, hello, Funktown. Welcome, welcome. Let's find out a redeem code soon. Genki, when is your next stream? I feel like I never catch your streams these days. Though in all fairness, you generally stream when I'm, like, sleeping. Yeah, when is your next stream? I'll try to catch it. I don't feel like I've stopped by any stream in a while. Rather ironic, given that I stream, like, every single day. Well, actually, that's not true. Earlier today in the background, I had the Pokemon tournament thing running, which is technically a stream. Because I had that in the background, like, all day. The current Pokemon tournament for not Sword and Shield, I mean Scarlet and Violet. 3 times Token of Anu. Is it worth it? No. I would say that Nisha is. The Anu definitely isn't. And this mostly has to do with Nisha being the highest rarity one, and Anu not being so. But yeah, I find the 3 Nisha for 500 to be worth it, but not the 180 Anu. For 3 Anus. If you see free Anus off of Angels, definitely take them. But I wouldn't pay gems for them. Oh, we don't have a Cascade there. I was hoping we could get that Cascade into green, but nope. Because we could have cascaded a lower gem into an extra turn purple, into the green, into Surge, into kill. Well, the option wasn't there. Come on, Rowan, get full mana. If we're going to do that, I might as well swipe a mana from the board. Is there any problem with a lower amount of green? Even though it has a higher chance of getting full mana than something like Phoenicia, there is still that small chance it does not get full mana, despite only needing 6. There we go, we landed extra turn randomly. Unfortunately, got a useless Ingot Gnome with 9 non-legendary ingots. Oh, whoa. What just happened? Oh, there we go. That's weird. Not sure why. My streaming software was going weird for a second there. I don't think it did anything on your guys' end, though. Well, it was, like, accidentally dragging one of the, like, back-end menus when I misclicked. Just threw me off for a second there. Which I really need to go organize those. The back end of my stream keeps looking messier and messier because I keep making like more and more little like sub-tabs. And while visually it doesn't look any different, the back end of it, gosh, keeps getting more and more cluttered by the month. Hey, finally got another level. What does that bring us to? 78? We were at 78, yes. Also, that's still something I don't understand how they still haven't added to this day. Why is there no EXP shown at the end? Like what your level is. Like how much you need for next level. Like yes, it shows this, but it doesn't have another progress bar for how close you are on your hero. Like for example, I just got 1 more EXP towards my hero. And we know if we go into this menu what this is. Like if we go over here, go over here, go over here, we can see that it is now 1 out of 79. However, this is not shown at the end of battle. So you never know how close you are to getting a class level. You only ever know how close you are to getting like a level. But to this day, for whatever reason, years later, they still have added no way to be able to tell how close you are at the end of a fight. So I'm not sure if they're ever going to make that change. It's been a change the game has been needing for a very absurdly long time. At this point, not sure if they're ever going to do it. I don't know, maybe they will. I'm really surprised it hasn't been changed yet. Luckily, super late in the game, that doesn't affect you a lot, but it would help newer players a lot. Because one thing you're always focusing on as you're progressing through the game is trying to find passive ways to get class XP. So you're always concerned with getting them upgraded. Just to slowly do so over time. But later in the game, once you have everything upgraded, you just worry more about using whatever the best option is, rather than having to level stuff. So I'm not sure what I'm doing on Explore 1. I guess to make sure there's no revive. I'm pretty sure this kingdom already has no revive. I could actually be doing this at a higher level if I so chose. Well, I'll keep doing it at 1, because why not? The loot's not that big a difference. We'll be fine on 1. You hate that you can't tell how many battles crashers you have unless you keep count. You somewhat can, though kind of can't. It depends if you did all of them on every single day. Like, for example, I could tell right now that I've done 10 today. And the main reason for this is I always do 10 every single day. And I could tell based on how many reward unlocks we have. So as long as this is 0 and we have 2 reward unlocks, we know that we've done 10. And there's our loot for it. But yeah, if you do like a weird number every single day, like maybe do 8 on one day, then 9 on another, then 6 on another, and then 10 on another, and so on and so forth, yeah, it can get really hard to track how on earth how many you've gotten. But if you do 10 every single day, it's relatively easy. The best strategy for it is don't claim your loot until you have your 10. And then you'll know exactly when it is, because you'll know based on 2 reward unlocks. And then you can also tell, if you haven't hit it yet, how far away you are. Because if you have 1 reward unlock and it says 3 out of 5, you know that you've gotten 8 out of 10, meaning that you'll need 2 more. But yeah, there's no way to check it directly, so unless you do like 10 consistently every single day, it's kind of hard to check. And they still have not added any way to do so a little bit better. I feel like that system will get reworked in the near future, though. There's been a lot of posts on the forum in the last like month or two kind of mentioning like, because they've been doing a lot more Kingdom events lately, which means a lot more of needing to get crowns. There's been a lot of discussion on, yeah, they should probably overhaul this system. And if they're actually going to do so or not, which is within question. There's definitely been discussion on it. Also, hello, Jason. Welcome, welcome. Them doing something about it's a whole different story, though. Also, no angels yet tonight. Though we are winning slightly slower due to the team we're using. It's not that much slower. Though technically it kind of is. It's almost 50% slower than the other team. Almost. Well, the other one's 50% better. This is technically 1/3 slower. I always find insane percents like that to be kind of weird. Because depending on what way you look at it, it's either a half difference or a 1/3 difference. Because Dust Devil team is 50% better than Rowain. However... Wait, how would you word it for the other way around? However... Yeah, so... Dust Devil team is 50% better than Rowain. But Rowain team is only 33% slower than Dust Devil build. If that makes sense. Because of the margin of difference between the two. Like this is about 4 wins per minute, the other one's about 6 wins per minute. Though this team on super focusing is closer to 4.5, but I'd generally consider it as 4. You have to be like ultra quick to get the 4.5. And I'm rusty enough with this team that we're probably hitting 4 right now. Especially with all the genies getting in the way. Did we just get double genie in a row? We got double something. Wow, we just got a triple genie. I've never seen that before. Are we gonna get a quad? I have never seen a quad. Actually, I'm not even sure we've ever seen a triple. Can we get the quad? The quad genie, or is this gonna be triple genie? Ah, it's just a triple genie. Boo. We almost got the quad. At some point we will. There's nothing stopping the game from doing so. You can get 4 in a row. Technically in Underworld, you could get like 8 in a row. But that's our first triple in a row. Not that useful, given that it wasn't a good one each time. Just triple genie. Which about the... It's actually worse than getting nothing. Triple Genie is literally worse than getting no reward. Because it slows you down every single time. You're out playing Pokemon Go. 8 hours today for a Gen 3 event. Oh, wow. That's quite the grind. Hey, isn't tomorrow Pokemon Day? I haven't been paying attention to that. Which I'm actually surprised at that tournament they're not mentioning that more. Because I believe it is. What day is Pokemon Day? Oh, it's on Monday? Okay, never mind. I was going to look it up. You already answered. There we go. Oh, yeah, because it's the 27th. Why do I think tomorrow is the 27th? My days are off. I could have sworn tomorrow is the 27th. It's the 26th, though. Oh, so there's only 28 days in this month, right? Yeah. Except on leap years. Which I believe is next year, if not mistaken. Because last time I looked it up, I believe next year is a leap year. As it does hit every 4. I think the funnier thing is it actually falls on a divisible by 4 number. Which makes it easier to remember. Oh, I was hoping we had some kind of cascade there. Luckily the Leprechaun just extra turns for us. We'll hand out that redeem code soon, too. How about the next Merchant or Angel will hand out code? I would say on our next class level, but we're far away from that. I think we're still like another 20-30 minutes away from that. So we'll do it based on next Merchant or Angel, which should be sooner, in theory. Unless we get really unlucky on them. You can never have enough mythic ingots. Oh gosh. Hey! Oh, there's redeem code time. Let's see. Did we get anything good here, though? Oh, we did! The best one. Also, this is not worth it, by the way. If you see it for gold, it's worth it. If you see it for gems, don't get it. But one that is definitely worth it, the best value out of any of these, the 200 writs for 20,000. I still can't believe they made that an offer. That's such good value. Anyways, let me go hand out a code. Said we do one on next Merchant or Angel, and that is a Merchant. You know what? We'll hand out another one if we get an Angel. If we get an Angel. I'm not sure if we will tonight. This actually might be the first day we don't get an Angel. Also because I'm doing a slightly slower team right now. So we can get Class XP. And slowly work that up. I'm not in a rush to get it maxed, because it gains almost no benefit from being maxed, but, you know. It being maxed is better than it not being maxed. Gotta work on that at some point. Eventually, like, years from now, it'll need it for the Kingdom upgrade. I can't remember what, level you need a level 100 class for. But I believe it's like 20 something for some reason. You'd think it'd be a little bit earlier on. It's pretty deep in. One thing that's really funny, I believe a level 30 kingdom, or a 30-star kingdom when I say level 30. I believe a 30-star kingdom requires you to have 2,500 faction renown. The reason why this is funny is most kingdoms actually require you to already have that done in order to even have enough level 20 pets to get it upgraded, at least in the current state of the game. Which means almost every single person who hits 30-star ever will already have the 2,500 requirement for all the 30-star kingdoms. As to have even gotten it there at some point, you probably would have already gotten the pet to level 20, which would have been doing the faction already. Obviously, as more pets come into the game, that might not be the case. As it currently stands, most kingdoms that require like 3 level 20 pets require the faction pet, which you would need 2,500 renown for already, despite that being the level 30-star requirement. Hey, you just got a gem. Oh, never mind. I was like doing that as if it was like a PvP battle. Never mind, he doesn't get anything. It's the AI team. But that's what happens in PvP. If you do a 7 times cascade, it actually uses the old mechanic rather than the newer mechanic. By newer mechanic, I mean the one that was added like 7 years ago. But what it used to do way back in the day for like the first couple of months of the game, or several months, is when you got a 7 times cascade, instead of getting a treasure map, it was originally 1 gem. Which is actually a better reward. 1 gem is actually more value than 1 treasure map. But it was changed to 1 treasure map, which initially was good because treasure maps weren't that common at the time. Though nowadays, obviously, is exceedingly bad. As 1 treasure map is basically nothing. Pet orbs now, so only need pure faction. Oh yeah, you do have access to pet orbs too. That is true. I don't think you would ever want to do it on an underworld thingy though. Like if you were at 2000 renown for a faction, and you had like a copy of the pet, I don't think you would want to use orbs to max it. You would just wait until you eventually get 2500 done for the faction. Am I about to do this for 1 XP? There we go. I mean, not 1 XP, I mean 1 mana. Hey, it works. Gets the job done. Okay, I definitely want to keep going until we get at least 1 more level in this class. Brings us to what, 79? Slowly but surely. We shall get it to 100. The only thing it gets for 100 is all war gears, I believe, gain 2 HP per battle. I think the only perk it gets is even remotely relevant. Which means it's definitely one of the skippable ones, where you get most of the value from being level 70. You can kind of just ignore the rest. Let's see what we got on our 4th merchant here. 3 Celestials again. Oh, I've never seen this one. Is this worth it? 10 glory keys for 6,000 gold. This is nowhere near as good a value as gem key 1. Because we're basically talking roughly 9 gem value instead of the other one, which is, what was it, 3 keys, which is 27 gem value. So this is 1/3 the value, but it's also... It's 1/3 the total value, but also 1/3 the cost, or as in 2/3 total cost. So it is twice the price if you were to have bought in gem keys. And it's giving you glory keys. That's not really that worth it, honestly. It's essentially double the cost compared to getting the gem key bundle. So I'm going to skip it. I could be potentially okay. But I think you get more value just by putting that 6k into your guild, rather than spending it on that. The gem key 1 is literally double the value of that. And the gem key 1 and the event key 1 are basically the same value. Technically, the event key 1 sometimes comes out to even slightly better value than the gem key 1. But the glory key 1's actually kind of bad value. Not just because glory keys are worse, but the actual value exchange is also lower. It would have to be 20 glory keys. Wait, yeah. It would have to be 20 glory keys to be the same value. But for whatever reason, it's only 10 glory keys. And if that was 20, I probably would go for it. But at only 10 glory keys, it's essentially half the value as getting 3 gem keys for 9,000 gems. I mean, for 9,000 gold, I mean. Glory keys can get you gems, though. True. That is true. It's basically the equivalent of 200 glory. Oh no, I guess it could be considered okay value. But it is half the value of the gem keys, at least from a gem value perspective. As in, and when I say gem value, I mean not its capability of getting gems, but its actual capability of getting mythics. But it is a good price for an Imperial Deed. Anything under 500. So whenever it gives you the 250 offer, buy it literally every time you see it. Hey, our first angel! Okay, we'll get an extra code, it looks like. Oh, I found it! We finally found it! The elusive... Some people were talking about this earlier. The 1 Nisha token. I thought someone said earlier was 2, but there it is. 1 Nisha token. Give me that. 1 free Nisha token. Gotta love it. Anyways, let me go hand out a code. I did say if we found an angel, we'd hand out one. Or another one. Here goes go. Let's see. There you go. And enjoy. But yeah, we finally found it. Yeah, take that or the shards. Yeah, the shards better value now. There we go. 1 Nisha token. Let's keep going. Oh, I forgot to update the angel number. There we go. Alright, we're not doing too bad tonight. A bit better than the other night. Also, we're still keeping up our streak of always finding an angel every time. Honestly, I feel like we've been doing pretty okay on angels. I think we've only ever had 1 or 2 offers that were like both horrifically bad. It just happen occasionally. That normally has at least 1 that's really good. Like the Nisha we just got. And I would definitely want that 1 Nisha more than double Anu. Well, double Anu's still pretty cool from her. I definitely prefer the 1 Nisha. Obviously, it is the token and not the metal, though. So we need another 8 to make it into a full one. But 1 step closer, if nothing else. Because when it comes to all the metals, you basically have to have it fully upgraded to really use it. And for that, you need 9 of tokens. Or 3 of the badges, however you look at it. Each badge requires 3. And then the medal itself requires 3 badges for 9 total tokens. If anyone else has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. This is pretty much just a grind stream. Tomorrow we will be going over all the weekly spoilers, and the rest of the time we're probably just going to be grinding as well. As I want to get more progress on this hero class, especially since next week we probably won't be making much progress on it. And that's mostly due to Guild Wars, plus the fact that I won't be able to use the very quick PvP method, because the Guild Wars will give us higher score. Plus, we also have Vault Event next weekend, which means we're definitely running a super quick kill team and not Rowain. Because we wouldn't want to use a team this slow. Like, if it's the only option, it'd be fine. Especially since you get Classic XP and everything along the way. But if you do have the double triple Ironhawk, you generally want to be using that on a Vault weekend. Also, I believe this is the second to last Vault weekend before the Adana rework. That's not to say that they will nerf Ironhawk. However, if there is any time they will ever nerf Ironhawk, it is in the Adana rework that is right around the corner. And I believe we only have 2 Vault events until then. So good idea to farm like crazy on these next 2 Vault events, just in case they do nerf it. They might not, though there's also a chance they might. That's kind of scary. As the reign of the 3 years of Ironhawk being meta might finally come to an end. Because all they have to do to nerf it, lower its final trait by 1 damage, and it is unusable. Maybe not completely unusable, but definitely used way less than it is now. Hey, another angel. Ooh. What do we get this time? Oh no! It finally happened again! No! Gosh, these are so bad, but the brown pet food, I guess, is better. They're both so bad, I don't even know which one's better. I think it's the pet food, though. Because ingots literally have nothing to do. At least pet food, if we somehow consume a bunch of it, we'll eventually need. Nothing else, it'll protect our white pet food a little bit more. I think that's our 3rd bad offer for Angel. Where both options were horrific. But it happens. At least we got Anisha from the previous one. Can you get 659 journey miles in a 4 battle tomorrow? And only 4 battles? I'm not sure if that will be enough. Though keep in mind, you might get a Valraven, which will make it 6 battles. If you get 6, I think you can. I'm not sure if 4 will be enough, though. As long as you see a Valraven and win everything, you should be okay. But I almost forgot about that, too. I should probably remind everyone tomorrow night, too. Because I kind of forgot. Because we don't need the points anymore. But yeah, if you're trying for 20,000 points for the current event, for the journey event, tomorrow is the last day to do so. So do make sure to get in whatever last bit you need between today and tomorrow. As the points do not carry over. If you hit 18,000 this week, you have to try to get the whole 20,000 over again the next time around. You do want to make sure if you are going for 20,000 that you make sure you hit that threshold. And you have the rest of today and all of tomorrow to do that. So you can kind of judge it based on after tomorrow's battles, after you've hit 0, and see if you might need to buy another tier or something to hit 20,000. Because if you hit 0 tomorrow, there's no more free sigils. Yeah, you could get 6 to 8 with Valraven luck. So it is possible to get even 8 as well, depending on what cycle you're on. These 4 battles is realistically 6 battles in almost every situation. Sometimes it can also be 8, and depending on where it falls, it can even ever so occasionally be 10. That's only if the very next battle you're about to do is going to be a Valraven. $100k gold for 2 mythic ingots? Oh gosh, is it really that expensive? I don't think I've ever seen that offer yet. I'm glad I haven't, because if I accidentally misclicked that, that'd be such a waste of gold. That'd be a massive waste of gold. So where are all the extra turn that board? We were getting some earlier. I proceeded to not take them on accident. Yeah, I haven't misclicked on the merchant yet. I feel like I will at some point. Click on something I don't mean to on that menu. Because I'm like match clicking through the screen or something. It'll eventually happen, though it hasn't happened yet. Well, it's because the menu has such a delay when it comes in and fades in. I heard they might be tweaking that slightly. Hey, we got another merchant. What do we have here? Oh, a Valky. Hello, Ritz. Have we seen a Valky there? I think we have. The Valky's very much not worth it. Both the Valky and Epic Valky. 2 things you should always skip on. Treasure and Underworld Treasure. And the Valky's. They're just not worth it. There's a few other skips too, obviously. As well as all ingots and everything. But yeah, I would skip on every single Valky one. They might seem enticing. But the value of which they were offered at is kind of bad. Like, it's more so the price rather than the resource itself. Obviously, Valky's and Epic Valky's are really good. It's more so the price that they charge for them that is bad. They'd have to be at least 1/3 their current cost to even be worth it. And if they were half or less, it'd probably be worth it every time, but they aren't. I'm actually surprised they're not a little bit lower. Because can't you get one from your daily offers too? And even in that one, it costs like 120. I think when they did the merchant one, it would have been a little cheaper. Though even if it was 100, it still wouldn't be worth it. 80 is like the most I would ever spend on one. And if it was 60 or lower, I would get it every time, but it's not. Even then, maybe not. I don't know. For 60, it would definitely be worth it, though. The only problem with Valky's is obviously they're very luck-based, so are quite a bit of other loots. Because your Valky could be worth, like, 1 gem value. Or it could literally give you just straight up 300 gems as actual gems on top of, like, a few other drops. So its range is very wide. Not to mention you get lucky on those special orbs. As well as just make progress towards trying to get the tarot cards if you don't already have them all. Speaking of which, I don't believe the Empress is in drop table yet, by the way. It should be pretty soon. Like within the next week or 2 or 3. But I don't believe it is at the moment. But it will be soon. Main reason I mentioned that is Empress is one of the only few tarot cards that is not horrible. And they buy back at 33 cents each. Oh gosh. At GameSpot-like prices. Gosh, I have not been at a GameSpot for a while, though. Honestly, I used to use them when I did flea marketing to get rid of stuff I couldn't sell. Because there was generally some items that don't sell as well as flea markets that they take. And honestly, their buybacks for some of those items actually weren't that bad. Like things that would almost go into trash, they would buy for like $3 to $5. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. Things that just have like relatively low value. Like if you try selling it online, you could probably get like 10 or 15 bucks for it, and that's probably what they look at. But it, like in person, a lot of those things tend to go a little bit cheaper. So them buying it for a few bucks, it's like, it actually works out. Obviously, there are many things you would not want to sell to them for a few bucks. For example, any Nintendo game in existence. But there are some things that are like more towards the junk category that you would. Mostly hardware side rather than software side. But yeah, that's something I miss from my childhood. That might never exist again. Just going into like a store and seeing like a whole area of used games for like dirt cheap. Like, that's just not a thing anymore. For the most part. Unless you get like really lucky at a flea market of some kind. But like there's no store you can really go into for that full experience anymore. Like, you still can find used games, but they're nowhere near the prices they used to be. Like, how cheap some of them were. If anything, they're almost more than their base price, some of them. Or a good number of them. Where they literally resell for more than their original price. Back, like, a decade or two ago. Which is kind of insane. Hey, another merchant. Let's see. What do we even have here? I hate both of them. I'll go for deeds. Obviously, deeds are good, but I want to see purple or green deeds. I almost took purple food thinking like, oh, that's the color we need, but then it's like, wait, it's food. It's not a deed color. Because I saw both of them simultaneously, my brain was like, oh, purple deeds. But it was purple food with blue deeds. Which is different than purple deeds. Both the two aspects were there. In order as well. Purple on the left and deed on the right. Though that does not make it purple deeds. I'll catch you later, Clip-On. Thanks for stopping by. Probably going it soon as well. Well, we having a pretty successful night. Also, our first Nisha ever from an angel. And our merchant offers haven't been too bad. Hey! Oh, no, that's not the one I need. I forgot. I need verse 3 now, not verse 2. It used to be my lowest. Though we did hit, like, 3 verse 3s the other week, which is kind of convenient. Any other merchant or angels out there? Hey, we got a Celestial. Yeah, the Celestials just don't seem that worth it. Like, if you see 3 Celestials for 60 gems and you are low on Celestial, then yes, it could be okay. But I feel like in most situations, for most people, you'd want to skip it. Okay, I think this is going to be our last merchant. We can either waste 5,000 gold or waste 65 gems. That's a hard choice. Also, never ever buy this one. The ratio of diamonds to gems is just way too bad. Even if this was 20, I'd be hesitant on it. This number would have to be like 30 at minimum, 50 ideally to be worth it. But, yeah, I think we should go for the treasure maps. No. Anyways, unfortunately, kind of bad the final merchant there. Anyways, guys, I think we'll end it here. I do still want to keep passively leveling this hero class. Though, we won't be able to get too much of that grind in because we're going to have Guild War next week, and obviously we won't be using it for that. Except on maybe one of the days, just to mess around with it. But we won't be like power leveling it. We won't be able to next weekend because we got Vault event weekends. Wait, what am I looking for? I'm trying to find a hero class. I want to see what level we're at. We should be at 75 and a half. Spirit Walker, where are you at? We should be at 79 and a half here. Almost. It's more like 79 and a third. And we're getting there. And we will slowly work towards 100 over the next, like, 2 weeks, probably. Because I'm in no rush to get that maxed. Most of its value you have at level 70 anyways, which we already have. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. And I'll be going over all the weekly spoilers for the week, going over all the normal stuff with that. And aside from that, yeah, continue to grind, try to get some classic XP for this thing. See if we can get more merchant angels while they're still fresh. I'm not sure how long we're going to keep tracking them every single stream, but for now, might as well, since we're kind of hunting them. But yeah, honestly, I really like the addition of the Merchant Angels. I feel like I won't say that next weekend when we have a Vault event weekend, because they're going to be more annoying than helpful. However, at least at this current moment in time, I don't know, I've been enjoying the process and everything with them. But anyways, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Catch you guys later, and thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your weekends.